Right now at 5, rising drug overdose deaths are becoming a norm in La Crosse County. Officers are trying to ease the crisis.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Amy is off tonight. Rising drug overdose deaths affect everyone in communities. Officers at the local level work to keep drugs from entering the community, but they can't do it alone. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen joins us in studio with what they're currently up against. Good evening, Emily.
And drug operations aren't only in the La Crosse area, but the effects of heavy drug use can devastate a community. Drug Task Force Director Robert Walensky sees those effects. An inter-county task force in the La Crosse region works together to attack the problems as they come, and they use their connections to work toward the source.
Logically, you deal with this guy that's bringing in the 2 pounds, and then you don't have to deal with all these people here with the gram they're getting from them.
And oftentimes, Walensky says the source is states away. With each officer pooling their community knowledge, it makes it easier to tackle the root of the problem. Plus, these connections keep smaller departments from becoming overwhelmed. Ken?
Thanks a lot, Emily. As overdose numbers rise in the state of Wisconsin, Walensky says a common source for those is fentanyl. Fentanyl test strips are widely available, though, for those in need. La Crosse County has them available throughout the community. Let's take a break, switch it up, and send it over to the Weather Center with First Alert meteorologist Eric Dean.
All right, good evening, Ken. Good evening, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today. We had temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Matter of fact, right now we're seeing a temperature of 70 over in Winona. 69 is the current temperature in La Crosse, as well as Eau Claire, Black River Falls. Good evening to you guys. You're at 65 degrees, and then low to mid 60s from Viroqua to Boscobel over towards Decorah and Prairie du Chien. Outside right now, in terms of the radar, we have a few splash and dash showers just south of Winneshiek and Allamakee County, and then over towards portions of Rusk County, seeing a little bit of precipitation. Other than that, we're seeing partly to mostly cloudy skies at this hour. So if you have any evening plans, we're going to stay partly to mostly cloudy. Temperatures will stay, I should say, in the upper 50s to low 60s by the 9 o'clock hour. That trend continues for the 10 o'clock hour. By 11 o'clock, we'll see a temperature right around 58 degrees. Now, in terms of the satellite radar, we have a nice low pressure system, a well-defined low pressure system that is off to the south. We have a cold front to the north of us. That's going to be our weather maker as we go into tomorrow. And I hope you enjoyed those 60s and 70s, because by the end of the week, some places may see highs in the 40s. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes. Ken, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Eric.
You bet.
Well, Sean Hawk will go to trial for the alleged killing of 32-year-old Sarah Latimer. Along with homicide, he is charged with multiple counts of repeated domestic abuse. Hawk was in court for a preliminary hearing today. An investigator for the Sparta Police Department took the stand and answered questions about the events leading up to Latimer's death. He says Latimer's mother contacted the police department the day before her death with text messages and pictures from her daughter showing injuries.
She called to have a welfare check done on Sarah because she had received text messages and picture messages from Sarah. Her little picture was a picture of her face where she had swollen lips, and looked like she was laying on Sean's arm.
Hawk's arraignment will happen November 9th, where he's expected to enter a plea. Following the preliminary hearing, Hawk was sentenced for previous domestic violence charges, 15 months in prison and 2 years of extended supervision. It is Darrell Brooks' third day in trial, and the court has been delayed once again. Brooks is the suspect in the Waukesha Christmas parade attack. He requested to adjourn the trial by telling the court that he's experiencing symptoms of COVID-19 and was tested before coming into court. The judge finds there's no health and safety issue, and this is nothing more than a delay tactic. Brooks says the jail tested him for COVID-19 this morning, and the results wouldn't be ready until Friday. The jail administrator testifies Brooks was also offered a rapid test and declined. This info came after Brooks told the judge he wasn't offered a rapid test. Now, Brooks is seated at least 6 feet from others in the courtroom. The jury is supposed to be brought back tomorrow morning for opening statements. The community is getting the chance to meet the candidates. Senator Brad Pfaff and Councilmember Chris Woodard, who will both be on the November ballot, were in attendance today. We spoke to Republican Fritz Leinfelder and Democrat John Siegel at the event hosted by the North La Crosse Business Association for La Crosse County Sheriff. Drugs and crime are issues on both of the candidates' minds for the position. However, the two have different approaches to combat the issues.
We have people that are breaking into homes, breaking into cars, which creates victims. We have to look out for our victims in La Crosse County.
We have to be able to work within the addiction community to say, we can help offer these resources and understand that people are going to fail, they're going to relapse, but we have to slow down the demand.
Both candidates currently work in the sheriff's office, Leinfelder as an investigator, Siegel as the captain of investigators. Federal authorities are warning of an increasingly complex, threatening environment ahead of this year's midterm elections. While they're not aware of any specific or credible threat, federal officials say they remain concerned about cyber criminals, disinformation, and potential ransomware attacks. They're urging state and local officials to prepare. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
Weeks away from the midterm elections, federal officials are closely monitoring potential threats, ranging from cyber to physical violence to misinformation.
I think the greatest threat is anything that would make people not have confidence that the elections are accurate and that they were fair.
Kim Wyman is the senior election security lead at the nation's cybersecurity and infrastructure security agency known as CISA. She previously served as Washington State's Secretary of State and knows firsthand the challenges that state and local election workers face.
Some of the threats are real, we're going to hang you, I hope somebody puts a bullet in your head, that kind of thing. So it's unnerving. It's unnerving.
According to the FBI, 7 states, including key battlegrounds of Arizona, Colorado, Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Wisconsin, continue to see unusual levels of threats to election workers, driving some to quit out of concerns for their safety.
I'm hearing from my colleagues across the country that they are having trouble getting people to work the polls and work on Election Day.
Wyman says CISA has physical security specialists nationwide to help screen buildings and polling sites for vulnerabilities.
I don't think most people understand the lengths that election officials go to protecting and securing our election system.
With midterms just around the corner, election workers are now beefing up security while also trying to build trust with voters in an increasingly polarized political climate. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
In addition to domestic threats, federal officials are still keeping on foreign agents hoping to undermine confidence in the U.S. election system. The FBI says some of the top culprits come from Russia and China. In a letter to district families, La Crosse School District Superintendent Aaron Engel says the district will still need to consolidate whether the November referendum passes or not. If the referendum fails, Engel says consolidation would happen by moving into 2 middle schools in the short term and consolidating into 1 high school and 1 middle school within the existing buildings in 5 to 10 years. Engel encouraged everyone to vote in the election on November 8th. La Crosse's area chamber is taking local business and community issues to the state capitol. The virtual trip to Madison is part of the chamber's Oktoberfest in the Capitol tradition. Several La Crosse community members took turns sharing top issues with state legislators, from transportation resources to expanding efforts for child care. A director at the Parenting Place says La Crosse County has lost more than 350 child care businesses in the last 2 decades. She says the state should incentivize child care owners to expand their offerings and retain high-quality providers.
So we have some existing physical capacity, but no staff to take advantage of it. At the Parenting Place, we support a 3-tiered approach focusing first on the retention of who we have in the field. We need to keep these people working.
The rest of the Place's approach is getting back to capacity and then expanding from there. She says expansion is crucial because there's more need for child care than there are current spaces among active providers. A buck at a Vernon County deer farm has been confirmed positive for chronic wasting disease. The farm has been placed under quarantine and no live or dead animals are allowed to leave the property. The Wisconsin and U.S. Department of Agriculture will investigate the case further. Research suggests humans, cattle, and other animals are resistant to the disease, but it's still important to reduce exposure because there are no treatments or vaccines for it. The Gunderson Medical Foundation has a new addition. The public is invited to an open house tomorrow evening to check out new downtown offices. Refreshments will be served and guests can shop with local vendors. The offices are now home to the Foundation's Philanthropy and Resolve Through Sharing departments. The office includes a lobby, work areas, conference rooms, and a local cafe. Renovations are not entirely complete. Other Gunderson departments will move into the offices once construction is complete next year. A new major at UW-La Crosse is meeting a big need. In January, the university's College of Business will offer a business analytics major. The program will build upon the business analytics minor, which was launched in fall of 2020, in a more immersive way. The major is going to take 24 credits to complete and is designed to help students start a high-earning business career. Coming up, the Golden Rule is in nautical form at La Crosse's Riverside Park. More on a historic sailboat's new voyage after the break.
Where's the best place for local, fresh, quality meat? The Holman Locker and Meat Market, of course. Purchase a minimum of 25 pounds of 90% lean ground beef for $4.99 per pound or 85% lean for $4.69 per pound. Shop local at your Holman Locker and Meat Market.
Long before women could vote, Wisconsin politicians wrote a law that banned abortion and jailed doctors who performed them.
The 1849 law is an exact mirror of my position.
Tim Michaels would ban abortion, even in cases of rape or incest, and send doctors to jail for performing them. It's not 1849 anymore, and while we might not have been able to vote back then, we sure can now.
Our homes are extensions of who we are. New beginnings, first steps, moments lasting in time, where an idea becomes a mission, hope becomes belief, and what was once unattainable finally reaches our grasp. For all the birthday wishes, Friday nights, and newfound friends, we'll be there. Window World, America's exterior remodeler. Improving homes, changing lives.
Meet Brad Pfaff. He never had a job outside of politics. Seriously, he hung around long enough to climb that political ladder. He'll never fix Washington. He won't even try. Me, I spent 26 years fighting for our country. I served as a Navy SEAL, and I know how to get things done. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message. Let's try something different. Let's change the people we're sending to D.C.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Enter the season of giving by helping Wesco and Sparta feed those in need. Bring in a non-perishable food item and get 1% off. Bring 10 and get 10% off. Bring as many as you would like and get up to 20% off. Save money and feed those in need. What can be better than that? Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup is always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Holman Locker and Meat Market, your place for fresh, quality, local meat. Now's the time to stock up with our fall bundle. Call and order yours today. Eat healthy, shop local at your Holman Locker and Meat Market, and much, much more.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
The Sparta Area Fire District is celebrating Fire Prevention Week with a block party. From live demonstrations of equipment to music performances to face paint, everyone is welcome. Anyone who's interested in joining the department is also welcome. Event organizers say that there will be a lot of activities planned for this week, including visits to the elementary schools.
We'll be going to all the public schools this coming week, talking to the kindergartners, first, second, and third graders about fire safety, and they'll go home with a little goodie bag with hopefully some information that they can take on to their parents.
There will be a department open house that'll start at 10 a.m. and end with live music at 10 p.m. All the proceeds will go to updating communication equipment at the station. The Golden Rule sailboat is in La Crosse today, bringing with it a mission of peace. The historic sailboat started sailing in 1958 as a peace ship to stop nuclear weapons testing. Veterans for Peace sponsors the newer version of the boat, but the mission to prevent nuclear war remains the same, especially with the ongoing conflict in Ukraine.
So this is a very important war to stop before it turns nuclear, and what we're advocating for is get to the negotiating table as soon as possible. Be serious about the negotiations.
Now, the Golden Rule will be stopping in over 100 ports along the Mississippi River. The boat will be leaving the region early tomorrow morning for Prairie du Chien. President Biden visits Florida to survey the Hurricane Ian damage after the break. He says this disaster is important enough to set political issues aside.
And in the world of weather, I really hope you enjoyed the highs in the 60s and 70s, because there's that big change coming up for the second half of the work week. Details in the first alert forecast on the other side of the break. Go nowhere.
You experience so many moments in your home, and Kidde helps you protect every moment. Materials in today's homes cause fires to burn faster, leaving you as little as 2 minutes to get to safety. So check your smoke and carbon monoxide alarms and replace them if necessary. Ensure that you have the right equipment for all areas of your home. Right now, get 11% off all Kidde home safety products at Menards.
Mandela Barnes is spreading a lot more than just peanut butter. Barnes didn't pay thousands in property taxes on his Milwaukee condo, bought with family money. While not paying property taxes, Barnes bought a second condo, went to Vegas, even sat courtside for a Bucks game. Asked about his unpaid taxes, Barnes said,
It's Juneteenth. Y'all, hey, this Juneteenth, they want to talk about property tax.
Now Barnes wants to talk about peanut butter. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Your adventure starts here at Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. We've got something for everyone. Explore hundreds of miles of off-road fun. Cap off the night with the crew by spinning up even more excitement. Or slow it down and relax. Just the two of you. Your adventure awaits, outdoors, indoors. Call or visit Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls today. Experience the difference. Trail Riders Package available.
It's a pattern we can't ignore. Multiple women accuse cop Dave Estenson of abusing the badge, trying to coerce them into sex acts for years. They said Estenson asked teens for sexual favors to avoid underage drinking citations and threatened to plant evidence on one teen if she told anyone. Still another teen said Estenson sexually assaulted her. He couldn't be trusted as a police officer, and he can't be trusted as state senator.
Why are we the clear choice for new windows?
A 5-star customer experience. Our exclusive Weather Guardian installation system ensures your windows are weather tight. Windows installed by factory-trained employees, not subcontractors. Windows that are 1,500% more airtight than industry standards. Foam-filled frames and sashes. The most efficient triple pane glass in the industry.
For a limited time, receive 24 months interest-free financing.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
President Biden is in Florida today to support the community impacted by Hurricane Ian. Biden surveyed the damage with federal, local, and state officials and discussed rescue missions and next steps as well. While the president focused on recovery with residents, all eyes were on Republican politicians. While Governor DeSantis has been a vocal critic of the Biden administration, the president says it's time to set politics aside.
We're here today with Governor DeSantis and Senator Rubio and Senator Scott and Congressman Donald. You know, today we have one job and only one job, and that's to make sure the people of Florida get everything that they need to fully, thoroughly recover.
Hurricane Ian has taken quite a large toll. At least 84 people are confirmed dead, with 75 of those deaths coming from Florida. There are still hundreds of thousands of people still without power. Let's switch it up and get a look at things a little closer to home, and that's where we bring in First Alert meteorologist Eric Dean with a look at your forecast.
All right, good evening, Ken. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, temperatures right now are in the mid to upper 60s. We're at 69 degrees at the airport, 66 at the station. Humidity is at 58%. We have winds out of the south at 11 miles per hour. So here's what I'm keeping an eye on for the evening and overnight hours. Rain chances not out of the question overnight. Much cooler temperatures ahead, and then followed by a brief warm-up, if you will, and you'll see why I put that in quotes on the 8-day. Radar scan right now just south of Winneshiek and Alameda County, seeing a little bit of heavy rain just to the north of Eau Claire County, up in Rusk County, seeing some thunderstorm activity as well. Otherwise, a clean sweep on the radar. When you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 40s and 50s will greet you. Upper 40s in Black River Falls, 49 in Sparta, Double Nichols, 55 in La Crosse, 54 Winona, 53 Eau Claire, 52 in Viroqua, 50 over towards Prairie du Chien. So here's a look at Sky Tracker. We'll start the clock and help you plan your evening and overnight hours. We'll see clouds start to pick up again for tonight going into your Thursday morning. Maybe a stray shower or two across the area, but that's really about it. And that'll be in the morning hours, so I have that 20% chance in the forecast. Highs tomorrow only going into the 50s and 60s. And if you think that's cold, wait till you see Friday. Here's the setup. So you see this front right here? This is Thursday morning going into the afternoon hours. That front pushes its way through the Coulee region, across the Ohio Valley, portions of the Tennessee Valley, and we're on the leading edge of a high pressure system. That means winds are going to stay out of the north. And what does that mean for you and me? Look at the highs on Friday. Here we go. How about temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s? 48 in Viroqua, 48 in Eau Claire, 49 Winona, 49 Decorah, 49 in Preston. So the details of the first alert forecast for the evening and overnight hours plays out like this. Thunderstorm chances not out of the question, especially across the southern portion of the viewing area. The majority of us will stay mostly cloudy. Mid-50s will be the rule with a nice calm wind for your Thursday. We're only going to 58 degrees, folks. We're going to see a rain chance in the early morning hours. The clouds will decrease in the afternoon and early evening hours. That wind is going to shift out to the north at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Some places could see gusts as high as 25 miles per hour the balance of your 8th day. There's that shower chance tomorrow morning. Then we go to 52 on Friday. Like I said, some places will stay in the upper 40s, upper 50s for Saturday. Then that brief warm-up I was talking about with temperatures in the 60s for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then we go back into the upper 50s for next Thursday. But right now, like I said, hope you enjoyed those temperatures in the 60s and 70s, because right now there are no 70s on the 8-day.
All right. Thanks a lot, Eric.
You bet.
Still to come, Oktoberfest has come to a close, but the work is just beginning for the royal family. They're making their way to Hamilton Elementary to brighten some students' and teachers' days.
Thursday on News 8 Now this morning, workers in St. Paul are just days away from receiving hero pay from working through the pandemic. We'll learn more on that story. And following the damages caused by Hurricane Ian, Easy Fill is providing victims with free gas to power cars and generators in Florida. We'll have the latest tomorrow morning. We'll see you then. Have a great Wednesday night. More News 8 Now is coming up after the break.
Fall Home Show going on now at the Board Store. Visit today and see what's new and get your $250 discount coupon. Register for prizes and visit with designers. Hope to see you soon.
There's no other place where my story is possible. My mom was a teacher. My dad worked third shift. It was our ticket to the middle class. That's the promise of America I'll fight to protect. While others send our jobs overseas, I'll bring manufacturing back, invest in our own workers, and stock our shelves with American products. And with a middle-class tax cut, you'll be able to keep more of what you earn. I know the promise of America, and no one will fight harder to protect it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
The weekend to-do list. It's a lot easier with the help of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Attachments connect with ease, so you can knock out every task on your list. Whether you're moving earth, leveling a path, or mowing and mulching, one thing you're not doing is wrestling with the attachments. So you actually have time to enjoy your space and work on planning the next big project. John Deere 1 Series compact tractors. Versatile, easy, and affordable. Find yours at Tractor Central.
It's a John Deere day.
Lane's Farm and Fleet's fall jean sale is going on now. We offer genuine value on quality jeans and work pants every day. But right now, get even greater denim deals on the brands you love. Like men's Rustler jeans, just $14.99. Rewards members save an extra $1. Kids silver bootcut denim, only $19.99. Plus, all tires are on sale. Get a $100 rebate when you buy 4 Cooper tires. Rewards members get an extra $50 instant savings.
Find value at Lane's Farm and Fleet.
Violent crime up across Wisconsin. Families nervous about their safety. Yet Mandela Barnes called for releasing half of Wisconsin's jailed inmates. That would mean releasing over 10,000 criminals right into our neighborhoods. 10,000 reasons your family would be in more danger. Barnes also supported defunding the police. 10,000 more criminals with fewer police to protect us. What could go wrong? Wisconsin Truth Bank is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Only one show is on the set of The Real Love Boat.
Are you ready to set sail?
For love. Next, ET.
Bookworms better not miss out. The Friends of the Onalaska Library are having their annual fall book sale starting tomorrow. Over the next 3 days, the Onalaska Public Library is selling books, magazines, DVDs, and CDs for less than $1. The sale will be open tomorrow from noon to 6, and Friday from 9 to 5, and Saturday 9 to noon will be a bag sale to sell the rest of the items. All money from the event will be used toward library programs and future purchases. Bringing Oktoberfest to the schools. While folks at home may be missing the festive fun, Hamilton Elementary students had their own little celebration today with the royal family. Kids sang and danced to folk songs like Edelweiss with the royal family, and one lucky student had an extra special morning.
My grandma's in Oktoberfest, and I got to go up there and sing with her.
That's awesome. The Oktoberfest royal family will be making school and nursing home visits through Sunday. They plan to make People's Day at over 25 stops in the area. We'll have a look at what's coming up at 6, and Eric will have another look at tonight's forecast when we come back.
Round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Remodeling your kitchen or bath should not be a gamble where you go here and go there and everywhere to find all the necessary products, hoping you can then coordinate the carpenter, plumber, electrician, and flooring installation. A dream project can quickly become a nightmare. Here on Copeland Avenue, find the products, designers, and our own team of carpenters, plumber, electricians, and flooring installers to complete your project on time and on budget. One stop for worry-free remodeling experience, the Board Store.
We're paying more for food, gas, and rent. But Tony Evers wants to take even more of our money. He tried to raise the gas tax by 20% and double the tax on our heating bills. Evers wanted to use our tax dollars to pay people who refuse to work. And he wanted to give taxpayer-funded benefits to those who entered our country illegally. Evers even opposed drug testing for those getting welfare. We just can't afford 4 more years of Tony Evers.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block? Call American Waterworks. Leaning or bowing basement walls? Call American Waterworks. Sticking windows or doors? Call American Waterworks. Settling or sinking foundation? That's right. Call American Waterworks. It's a fact. Foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Waterworks. Call American Waterworks today.
As law enforcement, we've seen a lot.
Enough to know the attacks on Governor Evers are outright lies.
The truth? The governor actually increased police and first responder funding.
That's a fact. Even fact checkers said the attacks on Evers were false.
And Evers is working to invest in school programs, mental health treatment, and job training in high crime areas.
Those are the real facts.
That's how a governor leads, and that's the truth.
Governor Tony Evers, he's doing the right thing for Wisconsin.
We've got a lot of news tonight. President Biden on the ground in Florida saying that it could be years until the Sunshine State recovers from Hurricane Ian. Plus, surprise settlement. Alec Baldwin reaches a deal after the shooting on the set of his movie Rust, the new details. And a man's best friend, how this 4-legged player is stealing the show at Citi Field with the goal of helping veterans. That's all tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And coming up on News 8 Now at 6, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, or ADHD, affects 5% of children and 3% of adults worldwide. Medication is an option to treat it, but those with ADHD may be seeing longer wait times at the pharmacy these days. Local health experts have some advice for navigating the current ADHD medication shortage. We'll have that story and more tonight at 6.
All right, one final look at your 8-day. Keeping a small shower chance in the forecast tomorrow morning. Otherwise, I think the majority of us will stay mostly cloudy. We'll see temperatures in the low 40s or low 50s, upper 40s for Friday, back into the 60s for Sunday going into Wednesday. Then we cool off again for next Thursday.
There's not a lot to complain about there, though. I like it.
Not really.
Embracing fall.
No 70s, but still, I'll take this.
Yeah, it's October.
Yeah,
it's about that time. Thanks, Eric. We'll see you at 6.